take our Garuda mudra. So we interlace the thumbs just at the base of the throat. So where the collarbones come into the center, that's where your thumbs are going to just rest, not press, but just rest. And the other fingers are really nicely outstretched. Hopefully you can still hear me. So relax the shoulders, soften through the neck, front, back, and sides. And then relax the elbows down towards the chest. So taking a few nice, steady, even breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let all that exhale release. And just breathing in and out of the nostrils. Still thinking that that wonderful exhale is letting go of your day, letting go of tightness and tension that you may be carrying with you and bringing into your space. And that exhale allows you to free up space within the body. As the oxygen, the air leaves the lungs, you have space. As you breathe into the belly, you breathe in space. And as you breathe into the neck and head, creating space within the spine and also the mind. Allowing that space to replace any clutter, any chatter, any distractions. So really tuning into your breath and the space that you are occupying as you sit on your mat, the space that you take up on the floor, the space around you, the four corners of your walls, the floor and the ceiling. When we start working with the space element, that brings us up into the higher conscious chakras of the Vishuddha, the throat chakra, the area that governs our speech, our communication, our truth, but also that ability to listen and to hear. And that listening is not just from others, it's from yourself. Our body sends us messages, our mind sends messages. And we need to listen to them. So always honoring and respecting your practice and your body. And drawing into any intention that relates to you about communication, whether it be speaking, whether it be listening, the ability to communicate with others and with yourself easily. I am open, clear, and honest in my communication. And we're going to repeat the Bija seed mantra, which is hum, H-A-M. But when we sing the mantra, it's pronounced hung, H-A-N-G. So 3 hums, taking a nice deep inhale to prepare. Just feeling the effects from the mantra and also the breathing. Feeling those vibrations through the thumbs, the fingers, the palms, the chest and the torso. Gently extending the arms out in front of you as if you are gifting your speech and communication. And then bringing the arms above the head, lifting the chin lightly, lengthening through the front and the back of your throat. The face is soft, the jaw is relaxed. Deep breath in to reach the fingers away, and a deep breath out to ground and anchor to the earth. And as you breathe out, the hands come down in front of the third eye, in front of the lips, and in front of the heart. Releasing the hands, opening the eyes, and just releasing from your seat. We're going to do a few neck warm-ups first off. So if you need to change the legs or sit differently, so we're just going to mobilize through the neck a little bit, but first we're just going to give ourselves a massage. Very nice and gently. You know, the neck is an extremely delicate part of our body. Only 7 very, very fragile vertebrae. The discs are very, very thin compared to the majority of the rest of the spine, certainly the lumbar. So just massaging into the base of the neck and almost feeling where the spinal column ends right at the base of the skull, and then where the thoracic starts just at the middle of the back here. So if I turn around a little bit, so you just want to feel those 7 vertebrae. So when we start to introduce inversions into our practice, whether that be supported or, you know, we're supporting using our own arms, shoulder stand, headstand, bridge, anything like that, we always have to be really, really conscious of our neck. Okay. Dropping the chin down towards the chest. Nice deep exhale. Feel the length through the back of the neck. Keep the shoulders long and back. You're opening across the collarbones. Nice deep inhale. Bring to center. Exhale. Lengthen through the front of the throat, not compressing into the back. Nice steady breaths. Notice the breath might have changed. Bring center. We're going to turn the chin to the right shoulder. Keeping the shoulders nice and broad, not drawing that shoulder around, not dipping the chin, not forcing. Couple of breaths, bring into center, take to the other side. Again, relax into the shoulders, open across the collarbones. Keep the chin lifted, face is relaxed. Bring it into center. Drop the ear towards the shoulder. Again, not lifting this shoulder up, but reaching those fingers away a little bit. Maybe introducing the hand to just add a bit of weight and intensity. So it's not drawing the head down, it's just a little bit of weight. So again, you feel that stretch. Notice where the stretch goes to. It might go into your shoulder blades, might go into the arm even. Relax the hand, lift the cheek, bring the head to center, take it to the other side. Drop the ear, keep the face nice and central. Reach those fingers away as you stretch, and then maybe introduce the hand as a different set of intensity of weight. Just notice if you feel tighter on one side than the other. Sometimes we really do neglect our necks. We don't tend to do a lot of neck exercise at home. And relax the head. You relax the hand, use the hand to bring the head up, semicircles, dropping the chin. We're going to take the ear to the shoulder. We're not going to go all the way around, just semicircles. So mobilize through the entire neck. Notice if you feel those clicks, those crunches and grinds, and how you can just alleviate those a little bit. Nice and gently, last time, bring it back into center. Lifting the head, start circling through the shoulders. So we just want to get as much shoulder opening and shoulder range of motion as we can. So really try and draw the shoulders up all the way. It might crush into the neck. And after a while, the shoulders start to get a little tired. So use the breath. Still circling. And then last time, relax. Take the arms out to the side. Palms, can't see my hands, face up. So fingertips face up. You're going to draw the fingertips back. Draw the shoulder blades together behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then press through the palms and widen the shoulder blades. So slight, you're squeezing in, then you're broadening. Once more. And release. Take the shoulders the other way this time. So circling forwards. It's always a bit weird, this one. I always think I pull a funny face. Oh, I don't know about you, but my shoulders are starting to feel it now. I've been swimming quite a lot lately, so this is really good for me. Really good. Okay, arms come out to the side, fingertips face up, press away through the wrists. So what we're trying to do here is notice how the shoulder blades kind of come in towards one another. It's a bit tricky to see, and then you broaden across the back. So they're drawing in, you're pinching the shoulder blades in, and then pressing away and broadening. So the thing when we're in downward dog particularly is how the shoulder blades sit. Do they drop down forward? Are you spreading them? Are you taking them wide? So bring the hands in front of you this time. Draw the shoulder blades back. We're going into like protraction and retraction, and then push them forward. Draw them back. Shoulder blades kind of crunch and pinch together, pressing forward. Nice. Couple of times more. Use the breath wherever it suits you. It's usually the exhale as you press out through the hands. And then just let go, release. Few more. Ha ha. Arms out at cactus, lifting the elbows. We're going to draw the elbows in towards one another. Maybe the palms meet, lift the elbows and open wide. Just do a few. So exhale as you come in. Inhale as you open. So again, we're not flaring through the rib cage or pressing the rib cage forward to get that extension. We're sitting nice and in line. Elbows just come out to the shoulders. And last time, hold, breathe. We're going to take 10 Ujjayi breaths. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Slight restriction in the back of the throat. Few more breaths. Keep the energy. Keep lifting in through the elbows, fingertips reaching up. Doing great. Relax everything. Just breathe and keep the lift. Slowly relax the arms. Claire, you okay? She's hating on me already and we're only 10 minutes in. Okay, let's get to our mat. Oh, well done. That was your warm-up, by the way. Okay, so just come into a child's pose. Relax the hips, just move out through the shoulders. Maybe you wish to just widen the shoulders here rather than extend them, and it's up to you here. We've done a lot of shoulder work just there. So the hands might be under the head. Just notice again how those shoulder blades start to feel in child's pose. This is even the tiniest of inversions here as the head is slightly below the heart. Breathe through the back body, create space through every single disc, every single vertebra. Relax the hips. And then slowly lifting up, we're going to come into heart pose. But if you are able to keep the chin on the mat, so when we come into heart pose, you might rest the forehead down. Try to widen across the shoulders and keep the chin. So the gaze is just looking forward down the tip of your nose. So the hips are lifted, hips are high, the spine and chest are melting towards the mat. Try to relax into the neck and the throat and the face. This is our Vishuddha practice. It's our throat chakra. It's all about the neck, the chest and shoulders. This is where our focus lies for each of these postures today. Ujjayi breath can carry you through the entire practice. It's more like an ocean breath, slow and steady rather than warming and fiery. And slowly slide forward onto the forearms. So really making yourself a good basis here. You can tuck the toes or you can keep the knees down. Again, just know what the shoulders are doing. Are you dipping the chest between the shoulders, or are you broadening across the shoulders and pressing away from the mat? Finding strength either with the knees on or off. We're reaching long, crown of the head in line with neck, in line with spine, in line with legs. Doing great. Breathe and smile. Listening to your body, listening to the messages it's sending you. A few more breaths. Keep pressing away. Slowly lower the belly. Release the arms back to the hips, palms face up. Take the cheek to the mat, sway out. Okay, bringing the hands back behind you. Interlace the fingers, press the knuckles away. Tops of the feet stay grounded, legs stay grounded, hips and pubic bone as you lift the torso into half locust. Notice where the rib cage is. Coming into back extension. We don't have to go too high, but notice if you're taking tension into the neck and throat, or where are you directing the energy? Those shoulders, pulling them together, pressing the knuckles away. Couple more breaths. Give yourself a little lift. Use the exhale. And slowly release, roll down through the chest. Release the hands, take to the opposite cheek. Good work. Getting a little bit of fire, just so we can get some of these inversions down. And gently pressing back into tabletop. Had to take my mic off then because it gets all crushed underneath me. So cat and cow, but we're going to take the exhale on the cow. So the exhale goes out, we open our mouth, we stick our tongue out. It's like a lion's breath. And then we come into the cat. So we're going domestic cat on the inhale, lion on the exhale. Tongue goes out, eyes wide. Inhale, domestic. Exhale, wildcat. Few more. Rounding through the spine, but thinking of the shoulders, the chest, the collarbone, the neck, and the throat. Last time, lion's breath. Draw the fingertips high in towards the center. You're going to round across the back. Lifting the belly into the lower back, dropping the chin towards the chest, letting the head be heavy. And coming into our first inversion, which is a downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips, sending yourself back. Pedal out. There's not much leg work today. We did all that last week. So a lot of this is all upper body. Nice deep exhale, release the heels. Now notice what this protraction and retraction with the shoulders is like. So as you push away from the earth with the heels of your palms, what happens to the shoulders? They probably come up to the ears or something. And then you drop the chest. So you notice what the shoulders are doing. You broaden across the chest. Different ways of shoulder movement in down dog. Just find where you are. Some will feel really uncomfortable. Then when you're comfortable, we're holding the down dog for 5 breaths. Ujjayi, closing the eyes. If you need to come down to tabletop, please do. And slowly lower the knees. Take a child's pose, but sweep the arms back around you. Reverse prayer. Dropping the hips, the head comes down to the mat. Deep breaths. Your reverse prayer might be at the sacrum. It might be in the middle of the shoulder blades. The palms might be together. You might be just touching the fingertips. Breathe into those tight areas of the body. Listen. Slowly release the hands and roll up through the spine. Come into high kneel. Circle the shoulders back. Keep the head slowly raising to avoid any dizziness. So just feel nice and long here. Knees, hips, shoulders, all nicely in alignment. It's almost like a kneeling Tadasana. Ground through the tops of the feet, the shins. You're lifting up away from the knees. You've got energy grounding you, taking the hands into the lower back, either with the fingertips facing up, just pressing the hips forward, gentle camel into that back bend. Maybe the gaze goes to the sky. You can open the throat. Come out of the pose when you need to, or hold for another 3 to 5 breaths. You can always change the head direction and still work with Ustrasana. Head might be looking forward across the chest or up to the sky, not necessarily behind you. Keep lifting out of the lower back. Gently lift yourself up into center. Release the hands. Release into the spine. Sway into the hips. Few cat and cows, just mobilizing. Tucking the toes and walking the hands all the way back into a forward fold. Bending the knees. Take a nice deep exhale. Relax the body and spine down. Deep breaths. Starting to feel grounded through the soles of your feet now. We're going to be coming up into a standing balance. Bringing the hands to the shins, the thighs, as you roll up through the spine. Chin is tucked to the chest. Last thing to come up is the crown of your head. Shoulders roll back. Take a Tadasana. Bring the soles of the feet, toes together. Soles grounded. So coming into Garudasana, eagle, arms and legs. So left leg goes over right. You can always place the foot by the side if you're not into balancing today, or it might wrap around by the calf. Arms come out to the side. So we've got the left leg over, means the right arm is on top. And then find that eagle. And then we're going to drop the chin lightly in towards the chest. So you're bringing in a Jala Bandha, a slight seal here, like the Mula Bandha, the downward force seal. Bending into the knees, lifting up through the fingers and the elbows. Spine is long. Beautiful. Imagine Garudasana flying, that eagle. Nice, and slowly press through that supporting leg. Lift the chin, lift the head. Focus goes to back of wrists. Release the foot. Release the hands. Hands come out to the side. Press through the palms. Opposite leg. And opposite arms. So right leg is over, left arm is on top. Nice deep bend into the knee. Drop the chin lightly. Draw into Jalabandha, that energetic seal. Find the breath. Keep lifting through the elbows, dropping the shoulder blades, reaching with the fingers. Gently press through the soles of the feet, lift the chin. Focus goes to back of wrists. Release the legs, release the arms, press out through the palms. Lifting the arms above the head and exhale, swan dive all the way. Hands come down flat in front of the feet. So we're going to just have a little play, working through some handstand prep. So you can start swaying backwards and forwards. You can start to take one foot off and just play with how stable your hands feel. Okay, then you can start to maybe lift a leg and introduce tiny, tiny bunny hops. Making sure that if you're doing bunny hops, you equalize the side of the opposite side and use the other leg to lift up to the sky. We almost always go to our favorite leg that's going to push us off from the mat. Think of this space that you're around you now. You know, we've turned ourselves upside down and, you know, we're really tall. Our feet are going up to the sky. We've got to be aware of the space of light fittings and things. Okay, take a rest if you've done both sides, and then just drop down to the knees, coming off of the wrists, circling and releasing. Good work. So we're just going to try those once more, a little bit of handstand practice. So again, just coming in and then just lifting up into wherever you feel comfortable. And you know what? I'll let you go. And if you want to go to a wall and you want to do a handstand against a wall today, do it. If not today, maybe another day. But we've got front of the mat. We've done our handstand prep. Inhale and exhale. Melt through the chest. Forward fold. Inhale into half lift. Be aware of the throat. Exhale. Step or hop it back into chaturanga, or your knees, chin, chest. You're connecting vinyasa. When we come up into upward dog, we stay and hold, or if you're in cobra, we drop the hips, knees, thighs, all off the mat, elbows in line with wrists, in line with the shoulders. Open up through the chest, the collarbone. Doing great. And press back, down dog. Nice deep exhale. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths. Come down to a wide leg child's pose. So that's pretty much the energetic side out of the way. Now go into a couple of modified inversions. So let's go for rabbit pose. Rabbit is not my favorite pose. I'm going to be really honest with you. I think it's something to do with the flexion in my spine. But maybe if I did it more often, I would become more proficient. So the head comes down either to the mat, or you can use a block. because you're reducing that space. Here we go back to space. You're reducing the space from your mat to your head. And then we round through the spine. We scoop in the belly. We might take hold of the heels. There is not too much weight in the neck. So there's not too much weight into the crown of your head. Lovely, beautiful. So you want to think of that spine really rounding. And we're in an inversion. We're going to take 10 to 12 breaths, which is about a minute. Come out when you need to, of course. But really find this posture. When you're coming out, come back into a child's pose. And roll up through the spine to kneeling. And just notice the effects of that rabbit pose into your child's pose. Sitting nice and tall, shoulders are open, collarbones are broad. You're going to come into a headstand or a headstand prep. You do not have to go up into headstand, and if you might wish to use a wall, that's okay. And if headstand is definitely not in your practice, then we'll just take the prep. So we're measuring out our frame, our foundation, interlacing the fingers. We just bring that little finger on the inside so that it doesn't get crushed. Head tucks into the interlaced fingers. Again, not too much weight into the head and the neck. Tuck the toes if you wish to, or stay here. Lift the knees if you wish to. Tiptoe the toes in as close to the body as you can, and then find that stability to maybe lift a toe, or you're already up there. Now, it's your headstand. I'll let you choose how long you wish to hold this for. And I'm going to shut up because silence is golden. So those were amazing headstands, all of you. I mean, amazing strength and that stability that we built up in our shoulders to be able to, really hold us in that frame, and the length of time that you were, holding them for. I hope that was an achievement for you, because it looked good from here. We're going to go on our backs. So if you've got some blocks and a bolster or pillows and cushions, those might come in handy. So just lying down on your back, having the soles of the feet grounded, but try and relax into the toes and relax into the foot, and then relax into the shins, the calves, the knees, the upper legs. Let the hips and the pelvis just drop with gravity. Fall to the earth. Drop the belly. And relax the lower back. Try to spread out the rib cage as much as you can. And then spread the shoulder blades. Give them a little wiggle and a massage underneath you, because they have served you very, very well. And then opening the arms out into cactus. So this is an active, engaged pose now. We've set the body, but we're broadening across the chest. So just as we did when we were seated at the beginning, we're going to draw those elbows in towards one another and let the palms meet at 90 degrees. So lifting the arms up, drawing the palms and the elbows together just above the head. Reach the fingertips back, draw the shoulder blades down, and lift the elbows. Gently release back to cactus. Do that once more. Draw them in. Lift the elbows. Broaden across the shoulders. Fingertips point back behind you. And your gaze is up towards the wrists. Few breaths. And then gently release and open to cactus. Last time, bring it in. Do what you need to position with the shoulders. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Connect at the elbows if possible. Gaze is up to the wrists. Fingertips reaching back. And then keeping the hands exactly where they are, we're just going to reach the fingertips back behind us. So the elbows come closer towards the forehead. Maybe the fingertips touch the back of the mat behind your head. So it's almost like a pike movement. You're moving just the arms. So bring them forward and back. Pressing the palms, pressing at the forearms, pressing at the elbows. And last time, hold, stay, breathe, lift the legs straight up to the sky. Ankles in line with hips. Release the arms to cactus or down by the side of the hips. Legs stay up. Steady, even breath as you feel weighted through the entire body. You're not taking tension into the neck, the throat, or the face, even though the legs are lifted. And from here, use your control. I'm hoping you have some room back behind you because we're going to lift the legs by themselves up and over the head into Halasana. Maybe the knees bend, maybe the feet make the mat. I'm kicking into a plant pot right now. And then you can support the spine once you're in your halasana, or you can release the arms with the palms face down. Find that steady breath. Go a little bit higher on the shoulders. Bring one shoulder underneath you a bit more. And then you can lift through the spine. Sit bones raise. Doing great. Lovely halasanas. So bear in mind, we are working with the throat here. We're sending all of that lovely blood flow energy all the way down from the hips, down through the digestive system, into the heart, into the throat, nourishing and rejuvenating. Slowly release the hands. You're going to try to keep the legs as close as you can in towards the face as you slowly start to lower. Roll down through the spine. Keep the head connected to the mat. Use the arms as brakes. The hips and pelvis come down. Legs stay high. Draw the core in. Start lowering the legs nice and slowly. Again, not taking tension into the face, jaw, and throat. The spine, the hips, the legs, and the abdomen are lowering the legs for you. And when they're down, release into Shavasana. Sway out, few breaths. Your choice here for fish, either active, engaged, using your arms, or you might wish to use a bolster. We're going to stay in supported fish or fish pose for a minute. So that's about 10 to 12 breaths. So your choice. I might use my two little blocks in that T shape. Quite like that. And if you're in your fish pose, you might be in Supta Baddha Konasana if you're using a prop, or the legs might be lifting off of the mat if you're in the full Matsyasana version. And here, this is a beautiful one to really open across the chest and shoulders. Opens through the rib cage, the side bodies, the psoas, the hip flexors. And just a couple breaths more. And slowly coming out of the pose. If you've chosen props, take those away and just release down into Shavasana. Sway and wiggle out for a couple of breaths. Great work. Beautiful fish poses, halasanas. So, shoulder stand, one of the only ones we haven't done yet. So, you can take a choice here as well. You can take a supported shoulder stand with a block or a bolster underneath the hips and pelvis, or you might just wish to go up into a full shoulder stand. I'll leave that up to you. I'm going to take a supported one with the block underneath me, underneath my hips, and then just lift the legs. So it just gives me a little bit of height away from a dead bug. And if you're coming up into the full Sarvangasana, really try and use that shoulder opening that we've really done in our practice today to get those elbows into the midline as much as you can. Hands supporting the spine, or you might feel strong enough. Whoa, this is a test to release the hands and keep the legs and body up. I know, big test. Lovely, good work. Think about where your focus is here. Be able to breathe easily. Nostrils, throat, lungs fill with space. Come down when you are ready. You might wish to stay for another minute, however long. Just come down to whatever you need to do, either restorative pose or child's pose when you do. No rush. Okay, so a couple of things left is our twist. So again, you can choose your reclined twist, many to choose from, both knees, one knee, one leg out straight, using the block, using the bolster to support, whatever it is. I'm going to stay for a minute on each side. But again, your choice with introducing the head to look towards the opposite palm. So just find a place that is going to really work for you. We want to think about that opening across the collarbones. So the chest is straight up to the sky. Try to really relax in these twists, letting go. The thing about inversion practice is that you need full concentration for balance. Nothing else can usually come into thought. So when we start to slow down and we come to the more relaxed poses, the mind might start to wander. So still keeping that space inside the mind for your practice. Gently bringing the head back first if you chose to turn, bringing the legs back, realign through hips, pelvis, spine, and take it to the other side. And choosing to turn the head, trying to draw down the opposite shoulder, opening across the front of the body, and a beautiful twist within the spine. You won't get much twist from the lower lumbar section. The majority of twist comes from the thoracic and then the cervical. Let everything go on that exhale. Bringing the head back into center first, bringing the knees into center, realigning hips, spine. Letting yourself release a little. So nice and slowly roll over to one side. We're going to come up for a breathing technique. So gently pressing yourself up. We've been down there a little while, so try not to get dizzy. So this is the Brahmari breath, which is the humming bee breath. So we inhale and exhale through the nose, and on the exhale we hum, but we close off the ears when we hum. So we'll feel quite a lot of vibrations, a lot of resonancy from when we hum out. We'll probably do this for about a minute, so about 10 to 12 breaths. Nice deep inhale. Close off and exhale, hum. Find your own rhythm of breath. Inhales equal to exhales. And when you have finished your rounds, just let the hands down, just breathe normally, no humming. And just notice again what the effects are from pranayama. And take your time, make yourself warm, coming back down into Shavasana for final relaxation. And as you now come down onto your mat, take as much space around you as you would like to use. We're not in any very small studios next to one another. You know, we can take as much space for our arms and our feet. We've been told for the last 18 months, space. So use that space now. We have worked through the space element, ether or akasha. And the space element brings us into the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, the area of our communication and speech. And a lot of these postures really help with opening up any blockages, any stuck energy, and allows that energy to travel very freely through the nadi lines and the energy centers of the body. And so as we were working with the air element and the heart, and last week, the circulatory system, we were talking about those the Vayana and Apana Vayus. There is a Vayu that works energetically called the Udana Vayu that comes up from the collarbone to nourish the throat and the head. So all of these postures have been working with the Udana Vayu, which also stimulates through the endocrine and the central nervous systems. Strong or soft, wild or serene, wherever breath flows, there is song. Hear its whisper touching behind the face, singing in the throat, dancing spirals in the sanctuary of your heart. In this practice of listening, a moment may come when you just want to lie down. This is a doorway for you to surrender. Fall into the wide open embrace of life. You are the instrument that breath is playing. All the meditations you have ever loved are vibrating in this luxurious hum. Continuing even in sleep and dreams, this is your school. Just you and infinity and space. The texture of the self is untamed freedom and bliss. Slowly deepen your breath to bring awareness back into your space. Space you're occupying on your mat, the physical presence, by bringing movement into the hands, the feet, rolling the head from side to side, nice and gently, just to move into the neck, and giving yourself a stretch or drawing the knees in, whatever feels good. And then rolling over to one side of your mat, bringing yourself up into a comfortable seat, nice and steady, returning back into that Garuda mudra. So the Garuda thumbs just rest at the joining of the collarbones. Hands spread, shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed. Closing the eyes. Sitting nice and tall and just feeling the effects of your whole entire practice today. Lots of pranayama, a little bit of mantra, physical work, some energetic work. And just drawing back into your intention at the start of practice. Being open, balanced with your communication, your speech, your listening, and your hearing. And we will repeat those 3 hums as we did at the beginning. Taking a nice deep inhale to prepare. Hum. 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 Bring the hands into Anjali. Bringing the thumbs into the lips for clear and loving speech. Giving thanks and gratitude to you, your body, your breath, your focus today. And I thank you all so much. Have a lovely evening.